So the Earth is not only scheduled to go to a 5th level planet. It's actually scheduled to become a 10th level planet at the entrance to the universe. So that's going to depend on, A, the quality of our consciousness at the time of the shift in 2012, and then plus, this whole process is talked about specifically in the book about the photon belts and the whole process. But the shift is the first stage, but then the quality of our consciousness after the shift as well, and how we're able to awaken people over that 10-year period. By 2025, then our consciousness will be, that system will be evaluated then. So that 10-year period is very important because not only can your consciousness reach the 5th level, but you can reach all the way up individually, and as a collective group, we can reach all the way up to the universe, and you individually as well, depending on your passionate desire to evolve yourself and to grow your consciousness. So that's the meaning behind it. So we have to see the whole road. It's not just the disasters that are coming that we must know about and deal with them, then how to deal with a mini ice age that comes, and how to actually come together as a community and go through eco-villages, and then actually how to come out of this period and then continue to evolve and help others evolve so we can rise up. I said the Earth is a 50-50 planet. 50% good vibes, 50% bad vibes. Fifth dimensional planet is 70-30. But actually we want to get up to where that's 90-10, which is the entrance to the universe planet. So how can we shift the entire consciousness of the planet so everyone's consciousness and attitude and value level is that high? You're responsible for 10 people. How about 100 people? So you must see the whole road for us to do this in a beautiful way. But that's the bigger picture. Because these 4 photon belts and this whole universe evolution that's happening, this whole Big Bang. And the main players are us and the Earth. And we have to have that in our mind. I want to go to the highest conscious I can reach. I want to become a member of the universe at the highest level. You have to write that inside your mind and then put that into action. Excellent. So, as in some people, it's not about fear. It's about having honest conversation. So, an incredible, beautiful new era is coming. This new paradise we've all talked about and idolized about. But in the universe, too, there's no free lunch. So we need to go through a period, that's what I call the pain and love. We have to go through a period of challenges and pain. One is because the Earth needs to purify all the material garbage that we put on it. Second thing, the Earth needs to purify because it's going to go to a higher level. The Earth is going through a graduation process. It's going to enter as a member of the universe. So it must be a pure planet. So it has to go through this 3-year cycle, 3 years from November 1st. November 1st is the universe schedule of the beginning process. Doesn't mean on November 1st the whole world's going to come to an end. But that's the beginning process on November 1st. So preparing our minds very quickly is very important. Everyone says, oh, just have love and that's it. Love is great, but you have to have practical steps as well. You need clean water. You need food. Very practical things have to happen because that's what the universe expects of you. The universe tells you this information. It's been telling you this for 30 years. Why do you think eco-villages are here on the Earth? Those are the places to save people during the crisis. Those are the places that are chosen where people are the survival places and also the new culture of the future. Advanced countries, advanced planets live in eco-villages. They live in community. That's the best way to evolve. So having an honest conversation about what is actually going to come for this 3-year period, so we can actually prepare our minds. And it's great love that we find out about this. It's great love that we share this with as many people as can, so they perhaps can prepare and get ready. And whoever you share it with will be those who are ready to hear. It's beyond the stage like, oh, whatever, they're not going to listen to this because they're this or that kind of person, the kind of excuses we made in the past. You can't do that anymore. Just share with whoever wants to hear. And if they want to hear, wonderful. If they don't want to hear, that's wonderful as well, too. Everyone has their own willpower. But you must awaken and acknowledge that this is the state of the Earth now, and it's only going to intensify. And just love alone is not the answer. You have to prepare. The universe expects that. Because people, you could send love to a child that's just sitting there, but love is not going to do it. It wants to eat something. Wants to have clean water. Wants to have a place to be. So these kind of practical situations. That's why I'm going around meeting people and saying, great, you know about 2012. Have you prepared? Do you have some food stored? Do you have a place up high away from the tsunamis that are going to come? Do you have warm clothes for the cold water? Do you have a community formed? No, I'll just be in the right place. But that's the normal answer. But we need to actually sit down and have an honest conversation. This is right in front of us. And we have to prepare, and that's love. Preparing is love. And helping others prepare is love.
The human heart is now documented as the strongest generator of both electrical and magnetic fields in the body. The heart is about 100 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times stronger, 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. And the reason this is important is because the physical world as we know it is made of those two fields of energy, electrical and magnetic fields of energy, electromagnetic fields. Our own physics books now tell us if we can change either the magnetic field of an atom or the electrical field of the atom, by doing that we literally change that atom. We change the stuff that our bodies in this world are made of. And it appears now that the human heart is designed to do both, to change both the electrical field and the magnetic field of our bodies and our world, and they do so in response to the emotions that we create between our heart and our brain.
Then this new humankind is going to start to evolve. It's a 3-year process. 3-year process of natural disasters. The earth is going to continue to purify itself. And in 5 years it'll be a shift of the earth shifting and heaven shifting and the sky shifting. So by 2020 we'll see the shift. But the new humankind will slowly start to evolve as we go into smaller groups and branch out. So the new politics will be completely different. Because we'll be in little villages. Do you know that? Do you know we'll be in little villages? The cities we live in that's not going to be. It's going to be in little tiny, groups, little communities. And then from there you can branch out and form a politics. Some people stand there, let's go back to the old ways. I'll be the president. But naturally, because the consciousness and the DNA and the chakras will change, people just know that's not the way we want it.
Amazing feeling of freedom. I saw that I was bigger than what I do. I was bigger than my body. I was everything and everyone.
Where one is able to understand that this body is simply a garment. You simply change clothes from day to day. That the body is simply being used by the soul.
So those who are naturally more evolved will just naturally become the leaders. This new political system is beautiful that we want it. It's just naturally going to come. We have to go through the challenges. And love will be different as well. Now we go through love because of an energy thing. We need some tree energy, so we like that person for that certain energy. But that's going to shift. And the culture will be very different. And technology will be different. It doesn't mean we're going back to the primitive stage. Technology will be far advanced than it is now. Far more advanced than it is now. So it's going to be a beautiful stage. Go to the next slide. So, what are some of the solutions? Let's finish up. What are some of the solutions? What are some of the things we can do right now? So, but I'll just read a few of them. We've created many eco-villages around the world now, and when I've traveled around meeting eco-villages, I noticed the hardest problem we're having is community building, because we haven't practiced this for such a long time. So we've been living divided lives, only my family, my group, and we've lived divided lives. So we need to learn how to, it's relearning about nature again, relearning about how plants grow. If you go on a farm now, it's very confusing. We don't know anything about plants. So we're relearning everything about plants again. Wow, I didn't know those two don't go together. Darn it, you know. So it's a huge process learning about the plants again, learning about how growing, learning about human beings again. We forgot what it's like to be with each other again. So this process is very difficult. But it's the process we must go through again. We must learn, as I said, how to be whole again and be together. So for us, our eco-villages are they're not so advanced yet, but the mind frame is there because we don't fight with each other. So all the eco-villages are fighting with each other because they don't know how to harmonize. So we created sort of a list of the basic precepts of if people could just read these each day, then they can lighten their mind enough to survive through this process. And also it's a way that community can build. So I'll just read a few of them. One thing is that the new mankind strives to live with a generous mind. So our mind is wide, but we live simple materially. So the first thing right away is we must make our material life as simple as possible to lighten our load. And if the human beings of the earth did that, it would change a huge shift on the earth right now, making the material much lighter. Second thing is, I am aware that I'm a precious being, and I exist as a part of the universe. So we must let people know the bigger picture. Life is so difficult, and this country is so difficult, and my neighborhood is so difficult, and my family is so difficult. The focus is so narrow. So let's bracket all back and say, but you are a precious soul, a part of the universe. You came to come here. So if we think about that, there's a greater love in yourself and in your environment, so that will have a huge shift on the planet. I do not impose myself on nature, so we don't rule nature. I tell people that if they just minimize the garbage to throw away, that would solve everything on the earth right now. If we stopped throwing away 90% of our stuff out of our house, that would shift everything. If we didn't throw any garbage out of our house, think of how difficult that would be to shift everything. Think of all the plastic we wouldn't buy. So people just started something simple like that, it'd be a huge shift. Others are as precious as I am. So even if you believe this, and others don't, it's okay. It's perfectly all right.